What's up, y'all? I know it's been a while since I posted any content, but I got some, promise me. It's been hard condensing and editing, but I made this little short video over some thoughts I've had today so far, and if we like videos like this, I'll keep doing them. But yeah, let me know how you feel. There's a lot of different topics. This is a long video. Be prepared. Keep it in the background, whatever you got to do. But there are some things in here that I think are worth talking about, so we're going to just launch. All right, let's talk again so we can just start talking about these things. So hope you enjoy.
You know, there was some point where I told myself that I didn't really want my TikTok to be full of political, spiritual, religion, or anything like that, because I don't really care for the attention. But the older I get, the more I realize we need to be talking about these things. Not because other people aren't talking about them as much necessarily, but because they are fundamental to the human psyche at this point. There have been so many eras of human history, fought, and obviously the victors tell the stories, or whatever stories you can decipher from what's left behind. And one of the biggest success stories I see a lot of time is silencing. I sneezed. It's a confirmation. My throat chakra is very active, y'all. Sorry. So one of the things I realized is that when you can successfully silence someone or a group of people, that's all you need to do, because the fear is going to domino effect to everybody else. What y'all fail to realize is that most of the people who are in the industry have a message, right? They're purposely fucked with to make sure that their message doesn't get out. But guess what the message is? Oh, pop music. Oh, let's talk about it, because what Taylor Swift just broke records with this album that even her own fans don't like. But they do that consistently to shade Beyonce, a true black artist that they cannot control. Do you understand what a smear campaign is? They've been doing it the entire time she was on tour. They've been doing it most of her career because she's always been pro-black. That's what y'all fail to realize. Y'all think that because she got money that was supposed to change her circumstance. She got money and she's been pushing it back into the communities, bro. She's not a savant or a savior. She can't fix the entire black community of America, especially by herself, if y'all not gonna actually listen to the fucking message she's telling you. Because now the industry wants you to focus on sales. Oh, first week sales, streaming numbers, because that's what they did for Drake. They did it for so many artists that actually signed up to be a puppet. I want y'all to hear this. Not everybody in the industry is on that bullshit. Just hear me out. Some people purposely enter the industry to make sure that the messages are getting across to the people that need to hear it. Like what they say, Muhammad Ali said that he basically was going along with all the stuff that they made him do because he knew that was the only way his voice was going to get out there. Now, you can take it with a grain of salt. You feel however you want to feel. However, I'm being real with y'all. Some of these artists, their projects have done more good for the community than some of these households that y'all proclaim so pro-black. And I don't even think y'all understand how intertwined music is to rebellion. Renaissance isn't called a renaissance for no reason. Even on Kendrick's end in the rap beef, it wasn't really no damn beef. Everybody knew, if you were ever around Kendrick or Drake at the same time, or just knew people they knew, you knew that they didn't get along. You knew that. And Drake had all this animosity towards Kendrick because Kendrick is living the life that Drake wants to live. Believe it or not, that man wants to be a family man. He wants to be admired and respected by his peers. He wants to feel like he is a part of history, because that's what they told him he is. They laid out his plan in front of him and said, this is what you're looking forward to if you do this route for us, with us. For the people who don't subscribe to whatever bullshit they got going on, of course they're going to try to force their hand. But living with integrity is one of the biggest things you can do right now. It's one of the most expensive things you could do right now. Because obviously if they have all the keys to the kingdom, they're going to cut you off at some point and you're going to have to go around the door. They don't even want to let people see that happen, though, because that ignites something in your mind from your spirit from shit that happened before. Are you following what I'm saying? So I didn't want my page to be full of this, but literally I've had this page for at least 3 years, and all I see amidst all the changes, the shutdowns, the whatever, is the same shit. This app is even used for their own political stance. Watch how many views this video gets versus me talking about a celebrity and being on the celebrity side, or political shit that makes look better than what he is, because I ain't saying his name. I'm asking, why do y'all believe that other people don't believe in God the same way that you believe in God? I just rewatched some of my last TikToks because I haven't been on here in a few days. I've been working. But one of the things that I keep seeing in comments, whether they're my videos or somebody else's, is that the number one thing that y'all say to kind of like rebuttal what celebrities doing in their lifestyle is that y'all say, I believe in God. I want y'all to understand they believe in God too. Actually, they're very much so vocal about believing their religion and their lifestyles. See, I don't know what y'all think. We're not back in the 70s where you wouldn't know anything about a celebrity unless you went to their shows, talked to them, hung out with them and shit like that. And the fact that y'all still think celebrities are not still human beings is crazy to me when y'all make all these fucking conspiracy theories about their energy being harvested and shit like that. But for real, like, I've been Baptist my whole life. I believe in God. I believe in it in a different way because I don't believe that somebody should have solely so much power over your life unless it's you, i.e. you are a God. But it's blowing me that y'all haven't connected the dots that everybody has some type of religious or spiritual connection with the world. And y'all seem to believe that your belief in God is keeping you protected from some of the stuff that they're doing. And I don't think that's true. As I said in one of my previous videos, a lot of y'all just be jealous of celebrities because they're doing something that you're doing and they're doing it better. Or they had better people around them to network with connections. You know, on a smaller level, that's literally how school and jobs work. You can spend your whole life bragging about having a degree, but baby, unless you know how to use that degree and you know the people who would appreciate your use of that degree, you're gonna be just like everybody else. Ain't that what y'all complained about in the early 2000s or around the time when y'all was saying education was a scam and college is a scam? Right, so now we're here. Y'all don't take education serious, because if you did, you would do enough religious research to know even how pastors become pastors. A lot of the time when y'all regurgitating these conspiracy theories, it make me feel like y'all really don't read. Like y'all really don't, you're not cognitively aware of what's actually happening. They believe in God, you believe in God, so what's the real difference between the two? Resources, time, money. Y'all call all these labels all types of things, but most of the labels these days aren't even owned by big companies. They're owned by artists themselves. Tons of artists are independent, and y'all still run around here talking about they did all these things to sacrifice their soul. If it was that easy, baby, you would be in a different lifestyle because you've already done things to sacrifice yours. But that's the part y'all don't want to talk about. That's why y'all drip it up in God and y'all say, I believe in God and Jesus is blah, 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 blah. If Jesus was here right now, he'd tell you, why the fuck are y'all putting me into it? Let's just be honest with ourselves. I don't think a lot of y'all realize how cognitively dissonant you actually are from reality. I don't want to hurt feelings, I guess, but at the same time, y'all need to start looking within and actually seeing what the fuck is going on, because y'all are 1 to 2 paychecks away from being approached by somebody who wants to give you all the things you want to get, but you got to sacrifice something. There could be a job approaching you. It could be your dream job approaching you. It could literally be anything, and y'all act like you're off limits or something. How does that work if all these celebrities started off as normal people, right? Some things I just be beginning to think that y'all literally hop on trends to hate, because hate brings dopamine. And the world is full of fucking crackheads that need dopamine. You know what's sad to me in this day and age where the phrase black people don't have culture or black Americans don't have real culture exists? It's not even the people outside that's talking. It's the people inside that are denying what the fuck we built up, because y'all don't think that it's appeasing to what other people want to see y'all do today. Like, do y'all understand the actual prevalence or like the importance or even the history of stuff like marching bands or R&B, blues, and soul, or the little things? Like, y'all take all this shit for granted unless it goes viral, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, we got it, we had it. Like, I might not be the biggest fan of religion, but the church was a place that we purposely were using to shield other things we were doing, and I think y'all lost the plot. Y'all lost the plot when the Black Panther Party wasn't just, you know, bombed away from existence in the government. It's the fact that y'all let them infiltrate us. To prove what point? And if you don't know the history of the Black Panther Party, I'm speaking from, obviously not my experience, but I've had family members who were in the Black Panther Party who are still very much so alive. And to hear how some of them behaved is the same shit of why fraternities and sororities, black ones at that, behave the way that they do. They literally watched y'all do the same shit and created a more dangerous hazing procedure, policy, whatever, to appease them. I love marching band with all my fucking heart, and y'all know how happy I was when big artists displayed their understanding, but y'all literally turn it and take it as, oh, it's the Illuminati, it's the blah blah blah. Bitch, it's nobody but your own fucking demons. Y'all not finna sit here and tell me that I can't enjoy Mona Leo's new song, oh, Blacks in the Back, it's racist, it's like, bitch, excuse me? So I shouldn't be able to have a proud song because it makes other people feel like shit? What about the other songs and the actions that other people have done to make us feel like shit? I've been thinking about this the longest, like the breaking chains of the generation of fighting and shit like that. Like, my generation, we're trying to bring this shit back. The ones right above us, the ones born in the late 60s or early 70s and shit like that, y'all were part of the reason why we so fucked up. And I can't just blame y'all, blame y'all parents too, because this whole self-hatred thing goes back so deeply that y'all don't even, like, y'all losing the plot. Y'all not seeing the shit that was used against us that they bring it back now to psychologically make us love it. I know for a motherfucking fact, if y'all call another young black man who's minding his business, who got a little education, a young nigga, I'ma spaz on y'all. Y'all don't even know where that term came from, and it shows. Like, y'all talk about how some black women don't have fathers in the home and have terrible mothers, but what about how the abandoning father and the toxic mother raised the man? Nobody wants to take accountability for the fact that there was an entire generation that just wanted to indulge in their own bullshit and threw us off track. I do mean the drug era. I do mean the excessive partying era. I do mean the fact that some of y'all really belittle education, and then in the same sense will need to hire somebody or work with somebody or beg somebody with education to put your life back on track. It's the same shit y'all used to do to the hoodoo lady, the voodoo lady, whatever y'all want to call her. Yeah, it was talking down on her and teasing and all this other shit till y'all found out how powerful it was, and that's exactly what's happening right now. I don't have time to argue with people who will not acknowledge their own ethnicity, their nationalities, their struggles that they're overcoming, the community, and that's the last one. I will not fuck with you if you do not acknowledge community. If all you do with your friends and family is get together, gossip, and cause more harm to the motherfucking ecosystem we got now, bitch, I'm not counting on y'all as community. Y'all obviously don't think of what community is as important. I haven't seen a black cotillion in so long. It makes me think that y'all believe children are only supposed to fuck off. Y'all think that children don't learn shit until they get older, and all of a sudden, well, why you ain't learning this? Because they don't care no more because you never showed them what importance of education can lead to. There's kids out here that don't do anything but try to appease their parents, and then they get older and they have kids and they expect the same thing because they think that's what the fuck's supposed to go on. Everything's so twisted these days that y'all piss me off. Like, I be waking up feeling so proud to be what I am, and then I get on the internet and all y'all do is use celebrities to hold up a mirror to you. A motherfucker was sat and told me that she team Nicki always over Cardi because Nicki's a black woman. Bitch, they have the same heritage. They have the same blood going through their fucking veins. And guess which one doesn't consider herself a black woman? Because it ain't the one that proudly takes her children around the world and makes sure that they understand what culture is. Y'all gonna tell me? That's another thing too. Y'all have lost y'all connection to the actual other cultures that we've grown up with that have fought with us against bullshit. Now we all turning on each other. If anything, y'all conspiracy theories need to get through y'all fucking head is that half of us is the reason we in this fucking predicament. And I'm no longer being nice about it, bitch. I'm so tired. So if you ain't really pro-black and you believe that being pro-black is being anti-everybody else, don't ever fucking talk to me.
Do not try to have a casual conversation with me knowing you owe me an apology. I will look at you like you.
And while we're talking about things wrong in our community, let's start with this. I don't think... Okay, we can even start with this. Do y'all know what words mean? Kid Fury said this one time and it stuck with me. He said, words mean things. And I'm beginning to think a lot of people in society don't know what the fuck words mean, or that they have definitions that are outside of their own preconceived, biased opinions. An apology is not you just saying I'm sorry. An apology is an acknowledgement of what you did wrong in the situation and how you yourself is committed to moving forward past it, meaning I won't do it again, you know, I see how bad it hurts you, or even the implication of I literally never thought that I could hurt the situation or you or whatever by my words or my actions. Time is not an apology. Time is not even a real fucking construct. You choosing to take time to not talk because you think it's going to calm me down is actually going to rev me up more. It's going to solidify and confirm why you shouldn't be in my life. And I don't know, I guess y'all don't think that people have boundaries or something, but to insult a person into believing that you can do wrong, you don't have to acknowledge it, but if they did something wrong, you want to pull the silent treatment, you want to do all this other stuff to make them feel bad. But you're still wrong. And you don't get to move forward without apology. That's just like in any other construct we have in society. You don't get to just tell the judge, I'm sorry. The judge can say, oh, you might mean that, but here's your motherfucking consequences. See, I personally love the justice system. It might not be 100% the best, but it's a great start. And don't come on here talking about, oh, they've been wrongfully, blah, blah, blah. No. Energetically, karma exists for a reason, and you don't get to tell people when their karma comes. You don't get to tell people how to accept their karma. You don't get to tell people how to fight their karma. Their karma is their karma. Just like the karma that you occurred when you thought that you could just silently not speak to me until I calm down. Because guess what? It's going to come back to you. And it's going to come back to you in a situation where you really want to talk to somebody. Where you really need an answer. Where you really want that closure. That's when it's going to hit you. Or if it's a situation where you need it for another person. Because now it ain't even too much about you no more. It's about somebody else you care about. And I always emphasize this to people who have children. Don't be walking around here acting like the exact person you wouldn't want your child to be around. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But making time go by is not an apology. Especially to the newer generations coming up, baby. Y'all don't realize this, but they are taking your manipulation and flipping it on you. They just don't have to be nasty about it. Like, okay, great grandma used to do this to make sure that the men in the family would talk, and now you got a grandson, a great grandson, that it came out, he talked too much. That's the karma. Y'all don't see it though. Y'all don't see. Yo,
did you see what the president said the other day? Yes, misinformation, disinformation, or slur.
See, look, this is what I mean by complacency. My headphones didn't want to connect, so here we are. Anyway, when I say complacency, I mean that you're just becoming comfortable with all the bullshit that's going on. All of the dysfunction, the disorganization, the misinterpretation, all of it. You're okay with that. And people usually are okay with it because it means that their life is comfortable enough to where they don't have to do enough bending or anything to help other people. You might even get those people that, you know, are actually like community members, but they're complacent because guess who they vote for? Oh, even better, they don't vote. You know, my whole life, which has almost been 30 years, I've been hearing so many adults tell me, oh, our votes don't matter, our votes don't matter, our votes don't matter. So guess what that has led to? Even in our own city of St. Louis, we have a mayor that nobody wanted. Guess what she's been doing all year? Nothing. Yep, you're right. And you could argue with me about that, but as a St. Louis resident who's been here my whole life and only left and came back and shit like that, guess how much shit around this city has actually been fixed? She's just been in office. We have major problems in our community, but because people are so comfortable with being complacent, they believe that the extent of them doing anything is just complaining. Let's complain about criminals in the city and how the parents don't watch after them. In high school, there was a year that we started the school year without buses because none of the parents came to vote for it. And most of their excuses were, I work all the time, all day long. I have to leave my child alone by themselves most of the time to make money for the household. Now, who's supposed to be wrong in that scenario? So what does your complaint about this do? We ended up getting buses, but it wasn't because of complaining. There's so much going on right now in the city, even my city alone sometimes, where I'm just like, damn, nobody actually gets off their ass to go do anything. There's millions of people in St. Louis, but how many of them think exactly like the people I just described? Y'all don't want to talk about politics until the politics affects you, but by then it's already too late. Politics would be some of the same reasons that Trump is doing what he's doing right now. And the same people who want to tell me that they didn't know it was coming are the same people who ignored the ones who said, oh, hey, everything he's talking about is outlined in this literal plan. This literal plan. And because he didn't come out his mouth to say, I wrote it, y'all want to believe that he wasn't going to use it? Oh, my God. Man, this is why a lot of people used to say, or at least one of the reasons why a lot of people would say college is a scam, because they didn't understand that you had to be active on campus. I wish I had one of my plaques to show y'all, because I was so active on campus that campus gonna always know my name. I know I didn't have to be popular, no, I had to do all this shit. I was active, I volunteered, I put myself in a position to help other people, even if those motherfuckers didn't even like me. I prided myself on what I did in college because I spent so much time helping other people get to where they want to be. It didn't matter to me, or it didn't occur to me to think that I wasn't going to end up where I was going to be because I'm doing exactly what is supposed to be needed in a community, right? Then COVID happens, we step out, and I step out into our real community, outside of the educated folks, outside of the people with ambitions and goals, outside of the people that have things to do every day, even outside of the people who have strong family units. Y'all are out here talking about politics don't serve you. But we're the same people saying that Kamala was not a black woman. Y'all were the same ones saying that now we in the office with a man that don't like you. None of the people you like, fuck with, spend money on. That man don't like nobody, and he's doing everything in his power to bring everybody down. But you're going to sit here and tell me that he's the lesser of two evils for what? What reason? Oh, he didn't win the popular vote. They rigged it. Obviously. Where do you think he got the idea to do some shit like that? Huh? You think it started with him saying, oh, I have to win so bad? No, it started with him realizing, oh, y'all don't go out and vote. And then the people y'all do vote for, y'all actually don't like pay attention to what's going on once they get the presidency. After the first 100 days, most people don't even pay attention to the fucking president no more. He's out here proving y'all wrong because y'all are too complacent to say something. And I say y'all because I was part of the fucking group of people who was trying to be out here making a change, but I got dismissed in every conversation because I don't want to talk about politics. It don't even matter. It ain't even gonna affect us. It blah blah blah.
To all my black people, I need y'all to peep game and lock in real quick, because if we don't, before we blink our...
Y'all do know the last time this happened, right? Before you even watch the rest of his video, I want y'all to understand why we use the phrases history repeats itself. See, it's not because we just want to relive things so badly. It's because when you don't pay attention to what's actually going on, it has a huge risk of repeating because basically it was successful. This is very big between 1970s and 1990s energy. He's right, and we need to be having these conversations offline because guess what the internet provides people? Outside of safety and community sometimes, you're basically snitching on yourself. This was purposefully done, by the way, because one of the biggest reasons we organized the last time was because we talked to each other in person. You know what's one of the biggest things that I've been talking about recently? It's the fact that we don't actually communicate with each other. We might talk to each other here and there, but guess what? 99% of the time the conversation is about bullshit. Or it's filler conversation. But when it comes to actually talking about things we need to talk about, everybody's so fucking distracted that this slips from the list of priorities altogether. And he's right. We blink, it's gonna be over. And guess who know that? The people who are against us. So let's just actually take back our power this time.
The best part about fucking with me is you ain't got to. You can get the fuck on at any time. I don't need you.
Aisha didn't say anything wrong. A lot of women get married and pregnant in their early 20s before they actually know themselves.
Now, what's really crazy is that with my generation, they tried so hard to force us to not get married and settle down early. And I think it's because a lot of the older people were starting to realize what happened when you took the life out of a woman too early, and how that affects the children and how that affects the relationships around her. See, my mom waited until she was at least 27 years of age and graduated with her first degree to have me. But that also meant that she was not married. I just want you to know that. I don't acknowledge my father because he's not my father. He's never done anything fatherly. He's never been in my life long enough to me to even build a connection or a bond with him. That's just what it is. And that was a sacrifice that my mom had to make because all of the men who in that time period wanted to be husbands and fathers were forced, or not even really forced, they were conditioned to go after women at the young ages of 18 and shit. Because, I mean, what else happens at age 18, right? You get kicked out of your parents' house in this community. And even when you compare my mom's path to her cousins or whoever else around her age took, it was 3 of them, my mom and 2 other cousins, that broke the cycle of getting married young and having children and only being a mother. And this is just on my mom's side. I can't really attest for my dad's side because, like I said, he's never been a father to me. I don't know what the fuck they was doing over there. I can only assume. But that's the point. It's like y'all be mad at women these days for making decisions and then having feelings about them afterwards. We're human. We can have feelings about it before, during, and after, bitch. You can't do nothing about it, period. And what y'all don't realize is that the smart decision is to let her have these emotions, talk them out, and let them pass so you can come up with a solution for the future. Because if these just gonna keep coming back, you're always gonna feel like this, which is why I feel like Mrs. Curry, continues to talk about her feelings because I don't think that her husband actually internalizes them. Everybody wants her to be the bad guy in the marriage because she speaks out. But to be honest with you, Stephen could very much so feel and agree with her. But because he's not standing up for her, it's causing this division of where she has to defend herself. And you should never, your wife should never fucking feel like, that's the entire point of being married, to always have a companion or best friend that's on your side. Everything's so misconstrued these days. People in my age bracket, we don't even want to be worried about no goddamn marriage, let alone even a relationship. Because everybody that we're around and have the picking of the litters from don't even have the same values as their parents, grandparents, or nothing like that. So as women move into this whole being more independent and enjoying her 20s thing and shit like that, everybody else is feeling intimidated, so they have to find a way to downplay what she's saying. Nothing of what Miss Curry said was bad. Y'all just want to make her feel bad because y'all feel like she's stuck in a marriage. She ain't stuck in no motherfucking marriage. I guarantee you, if she wanted to get divorced tomorrow, her and Steven would have that motherfucking talk because it's their marriage. I think that y'all are turning this into a generalization of that husbands shouldn't stand next to their wives when their wives have opinions. And that's the takeaway that I'm getting from this. I could give a fuck less about what she said, but the backlash every time she talks, every time she open her mouth, y'all always calling her all the words that you're projecting onto her. She could very much so be the happiest she ever been in her life and still sitting like, damn, I didn't make that decision. I didn't take that choice. I didn't even see where it could have landed out for me. I have some regrets like that too, but the difference is I'm not married with kids. So people think I just be complaining. No. Do you see the extremes? I hope y'all see it. I ain't talking.
Stephen Miller went on CNN and said that Trump has plenary authority.
They do this because they don't want you to know that the war between us and Europe didn't really end in our favor. That's why they're doing this. And even if we are separated to a certain extent, why are we still using their form of government? I just got questions.
What's the biggest lie they tell black men?
That we not gods. You know what I'm talking about? That we need to be...
If he ain't preached the word, I don't know what else he did. Baby, do y'all understand? Y'all don't understand. Let me explain it to you. The last few years of my life, I have been creating space to make sure that people who look like me understand what it means to expand in a world where they're trying to minimize you. You know how many people I've had go against me just because I wouldn't have sex with them? And in my mind, it's like, why is that your main focus? Why do you think that that's the power tool that you need to be using right now? It's not. Which y'all don't get, and I love my melanated men dearly. It's not a lot of y'all that get this point. But what y'all are missing is that when you give your power away, you can't access it no more. And guess, as a melanated woman, because I'm veering from the term black, as a melanated woman, I learned this firsthand at a very early fucking age. The main thing that they try to teach young girls from the moment we can hold anything, cook, clean, take care of people, babies, older people, your parents. Our power gets taken away from us so fucking fast that when we're getting it back or we're taking the procedure to get it back, it's seen as a threat. It's seen as, oh, you trying to do this. Oh, you don't want us to be happy. Oh, you just think you're the only one that's supposed to be happy and we all got to do the work for you. How was I 6 years old hearing shit like that? How was I in middle school hearing shit like that? And I hadn't even developed a full sense of self yet. My power was taken from me so bad, drained so meticulously, that it was not until I got into college, when I turned 18, between the ages of 18 and 22, or /23 because COVID was going on, that I realized what my power actually was and why it was being taken from me and why it was being funneled into other shit. I'm gonna just leave this for you here right now so you understand what I mean as a melanated woman. When I go look for jobs, 9 times out of 10, the workplaces that actually will give you something back, and I'm not saying that they're gonna give you your full benefits or make you feel like the best person alive and pay you a lot, but the places that are consistent and making sure their business stays open, guess who they employ? Absolutely right. They employ girls that look like me. Front, back of the house, it don't matter. As long as we're there, they feel like, oh, we can control them in any way and we can just keep the business going because we don't have to tell them the truth about everything. And once you start slowly finding out the truth, they find a way to fire you. Or they find a way to make you quit. So I'm telling this to all melanated men. Y'all need to be taking this shit serious. For real. Life is not about arguing and toxicity and having control over your baby mama and shit like that. That is not what the fucking life is supposed to be for y'all. So I really want y'all to break out of this shit. Just saying.
Lucifer didn't fall from heaven. Your awareness did. And Lucifer isn't even our enemy. It's the symbol of consciousness remembering itself. Look it up. I'm not lying. We've been taught to fear this word, and I don't know why, but technically I do. But literally, Lucifer means light bearer. It was never about a devil. It was a metaphor for the moment awareness descends into consciousness and the journey of that same awareness rising again, carrying the light back home. The real fall isn't an angel losing its wings. It's when you forget who you are and live inside programs you inherited. Sounds familiar? Fear, shame, believing you are powerless. And the real rising, that's when you bring light back to your own mind. That's when consciousness wakes up and says, this isn't me. I'm not fear. I am not my old identity. Every time you see through a lie about yourself, every time you stop letting your own shadow take you under, you rise. You become the light bearer. Enemy.
If you don't believe what she just said, go listen to Reincarnated by Kendrick Lamar. He, at the end of that song, literally says, he says at the very bottom, and I wish that I could zoom this out, I rewrote the devil's story just to take our power back. If you're a West Coast fan, like myself, I've always just been attracted to West Coast music. This wouldn't shock you. We can even go deep. And it's so appropriate because Miss Asante just passed. And I feel it was appropriate to highlight her son because Kendrick has always said that Tupac has been a huge inspiration to him. And he even was able to make this last album and have samples and shit on there because of her blessing, right? So I just want y'all to know Tupac means noble in the indigenous language that it came from. The idea that the devil is a person is like the beginning of escapism in its greatest form because you're externalizing an idea, a feeling, a thought, a phenomenon into a person, so it makes it easier to blame said person. But she is correct. Your consciousness fell because why would somebody, as the God in the Bible, the narcissistic God, why would he want somebody who's as smart as him or smarter to be talking? Why would he want that person around him to influence everybody else with him? And y'all not looking at it as an actual war because you're hearing the story after, right? So it's easier to be like, oh yeah, all that stuff in the middle don't even matter because at the end this happened. But I just want y'all to understand this war is still ongoing. And one of the ways that this so-called God, this narcissistic person that y'all be worshiping, keeps his power is by silencing others and taking power away from others. Remember they said 1/3 of the angels in heaven fell with the devil. That means that 1/3 of whoever was up there, but they agreed with the devil. They agreed with what this person was saying, how they felt, because they felt the same. They also wanted autonomy. But how do you take away somebody's power? I hope y'all starting getting it.
Thanks again for watching. If you made it through, links are in bio. Come back and check out the next video.